Hello, lovely YouTube family. Welcome back to Finance. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. In today's world, there is hardly anyone who doesn't believe that economical power is the greatest form of power, and it's the same thing which determines a country's place in the world. Be it area-wise, population-wise, or the financial status, or its art and cultures, China never fails to catch the attention of the world leaders that are known to exist today, and never fails to wow them. But did you know that China wasn't always this developed before? After knowing this fact, you might be a little surprised to see China's position in the global charts and wonder what it must have done that took it from the ground level to high up in the sky. There was a time when the leaders of a nation used to determine the power that a particular country beholds. But soon, when the financial factor came into play, suddenly each and everything out there became relevant to the economy, as well as a country's role in bringing the globe together around its own financial status, as well as economic progress. It took China only about the span of 40 years to make itself stand where it stands right now. It has probably aced itself in every possible sector, and has proven that nobody but China knows it all. Talk about the highest order of power that a country can hold. We are pointing towards its military condition. It has probably the highest hike in the entire globe with respect to the military sector. Not just some young lads who see nothing above their own country's welfare, but the modernized weapons, as well as water and air force as well. The growth in its industrial progress is also commendable. And we probably don't even need to tell you about the huge area that the Chinese market is spread out to, because it is quite well known. Although the population of the country is the highest in the world, the fact that the unemployment among its citizens has a far lesser percentage than most of the countries in the world.
I think there are plenty of issues on both sides. You look at many of the things that China has done. It's not just vis-a-vis the United States, some form of communication. So I don't think we're in any position to have a partnership with China. We're competing with them in very full spectrum ways, but there was vastly less interdependence than there is today. And so with this degree of disagreement, this degree of interdependence,
this might be the sole reason for industrial development, because there is almost zero unavailability of workers who also agree to work on a very minimum wage. Due to this humongous amount of progress in such a short time, economists all over the world believe that soon China is going to become the center of the global economy. An economist said in an interview that he went to China as a student. Hence, he has witnessed bit by bit the difference between the China that we know today and the one that existed 40 years back. He also said that it was not even a bit like it is today. There were absolutely no modes of transport available. A single train ran between Beijing to Hong Kong, which took more than 4 days to reach its destination, which today would take only 9 hours. There were no big industries in the country. The only thing which prevailed was the small-scale industries like cotton and mills in which manpower was only used. Isn't it shocking to know that something like this once prevailed in the highly developed country of today, China? On discussing with the others and economists, a conclusion was drawn that this might be due to the increase in GDP of the nation. The growth in GDP of China is tremendously commendable and is an example for the rest of the countries to follow. If we account for the growth in GDP of China from the year 1979 to the end of 2018, the average growth has been 9.5% per year. It's not like it's the biggest and the most extraordinary growth that has been witnessed in history, but it is surely the most significant one. Other countries have also been found to see a hike in their GDP, but for a comparatively small period of time. This rise in the GDP of China has been prevailing for more than 40 years now, which is the biggest in history for sure. The big bowlers in the game of economy believe that this growth of percentage is directly proportional to the increase in economical power, which in resultant makes a country the top in the list of financial status. Although they sure do believe that this isn't an all-nighter job definitely. This is solely due to the extraordinary mindset of the leaders of the country, and they have surely attended to what they were looking for when they laid down this blueprint of the plan that the country was about to follow in the upcoming years. If you go back 2,000 years to the past, when each and every country was equally poor, then the scenarios would have been something different. Then the center of the global economy was clearly hypothetical, but was considered and was equally proportional to the population of a particular country. If a country had more population, then the center of economy automatically shifted to that particular region. However, later the center of gravity of the global economy shifted towards Europe, and then gradually towards North America. But all thanks to China's tremendous hike in worldly affairs, the center of gravity of the global economy is again starting to move towards Asia, China, more specifically. This isn't something new. It's just like taking things back to the way they were before. The rise or fall in a certain currency is automatically calculated with respect to the US dollar. This is the power that the most economically powerful country holds, which is soon believed to be shifting to China. After hearing all of this, you might be wondering how in the world did China do it? Well, what the biggest economists of the globe believe is that China did it with all the simplicity, but the smartest of the ideas. The first economical renaissance started in the 60s, as they believe, but the second one was the most significant one, which prevailed around the 90s, when China took capitalism most seriously. The sons and daughters of the farmers were moved from villages to big towns for working in small-scale industries, such as tailoring and other technical industries as well. The same capitalism which was looked upon and was protested against by many big leaders is what is the key in the rise of the New Age China. But if we look into statistics, China is still ranked 61st in the list of the most successful countries in terms of per capita income. This might be due to the fact that the population of China is thrice as much as the average population of any other country in the world, obviously except for India. But whatever it might be, if it can join the bridges in just 40 years, then you can imagine what it can do the next 10 to 20 years to come. The most intelligent strategy that the Chinese leaders put forward in uplifting itself is making the entire world Sinocentric. China is one of the middle-income countries who leads the entire globe, or is about to lead in technical aspects. China is for sure in the cutting-edge position right now in becoming the most technologically successful nation out there in the globe. Be it artificial intelligence, solar power, wind power, online payments, and most importantly, global currencies, they seem to crack every code to put themselves out there. These are the few factors which would definitely lead towards making China the center of global economics, that too in a very less time. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future.